Hey guys, welcome to the next episode in the Let's Play Football Manager series with Arsenal. And this is the season review for 2037-2038 February. And this is the state of the table then. So if we look at the top three here, as you can see, 6 points behind Man City. Not the best, I'm sure you will agree. However, we are still within a chance. I think we still have a possible chance of getting the title. Mostly Man United are only a point and a goal ahead of us at this stage, so there's still a lot to play for. There's still a few months left. We're due to play City, I think, soon, so it's still very much up for grabs. So we've got Chelsea in fourth; they're the champions. There's been a few managerial shifts. I'll go over the managers as well in a minute. As Salvatore Sirigu, of course, the champion-winning manager with Chelsea, went away. I think he's gone to Barcelona. I was actually approached by Barcelona on this now. But obviously no one wants to see a Barcelona save on YouTube. I mean, that's just silly. You're just going to get so much stick for it. It's why I advise never to do, the obviously big clubs, because you're just going to get stick for it. It's like you're shit at the game. Why you're not going anyone better? It doesn't matter even if you don't enjoy it. It's just, that's not the point. No one wants to watch Barcelona. Well, we do, but not you. Or anyone for that matter take control. If people want to watch Barcelona, they just don't want to watch someone take control of Barcelona because it's not very fun. But there's a bit of a gap to Brighton and Liverpool, who again keep changing their bloody manager. I don't know what it is. They've got David Aishvili now. I hate to say his name. Of course, remember him? Yeah, I used to hate to say his name, but he's now a manager and he's done okay. I mean, if you look now, the third manager after me, Johnny Heighton, got sacked after just over a year. Mo Sharif got sacked 2 years almost exactly, and now they've got this guy, the Georgian guy, of course, one of the best players West Brom have ever had. I say that obviously with a fictional future. They paid £3.5 million for him nearly, and he was superb. He's always near the top of the goal scoring chart. He was just a good little player, and he terrorised us all the time. So we got that. Charlton have fallen away a bit. Swansea are getting away from the monotony of the drop zone now. They do appear to have at least moderately established themselves now. Stephen Gillespie, of course, former England manager, he does appear to be quite a good manager. That's why he went to England, obviously. But yeah, I'm sure you can take that in, read it for yourself. And let's go over to the transfers. Now, I'm going to go over the ones out first. I probably have been a little bit too trigger happy with this, to be honest, as the squad was getting a little bit bigger. And the following players have gone. So Felipe has gone to Brighton on a free. His contract was up and he didn't want to renew it. Jonas Gensler has also gone to Bayern for £30.5 million, and Gonzalo has gone to Inter Milan for £12 million. So I've doubled my money with him. I bought him for £6 million and sold him for 12, and got a couple of seasons out of him. Not too bad. But the reason, and Pedro Lima wanted out as well, and the reason they all wanted out was because, you guessed it, they weren't getting enough first team football. I don't know what to say anymore. It's when you build up a squad, you're inevitably gonna, run into this problem. It's just part and parcel of the game now. I don't like it. No one likes it. I still think it's a game breaking thing. I think they need to I keep banging on about it, I know, but I still think player personalities and just general player attitude is still disgusting. I just hate them. If it were up to me, they'd be getting leathered in the face with a fucking belt if they talk to me like they do on this game. No, seriously, I would actually get a belt and slap them across the face with it if they talk to me like what do you want, boss? I want first team football. Just sitting there like stropping like a little child. It's just awful. But on the plus side, I did raise a bit more funds for the club. Obviously, that's not. Yes, it's just sitting there in a transfer kitty, but at the end of the day, the finances always look good. And I know there is a lot of. I do give off a whiff of Arsene Wenger about myself. Unfortunately, not the French whiff. Obviously, I don't smell of garlic. But what I mean is, obviously, I try to keep the finances nice and sensible. I like to give kids their opportunity as early as possible. I don't know. I don't mean to be like Arsene Wenger. It's just the efficient way of doing it, so to speak, or at least the risky but efficient. But on the plus side, we managed to bring in Diego Antonio. Probably did overpay £13 million for him, but I've had him on loan, and I probably have way overpaid for what he is. But we were really struggling with left wingers and I needed someone, and he's proved to me that he's a good player. So I was willing to fork out that extra £30 million. Not to mention, it's not as if we had a small transfer budget to start with. That £25.5 million on top of a reasonable budget already. I think it was something like 50-60 million. So it's not a disaster if he fails or flops or whatever. So that's just my little gropings out the way. We'll get on with the fixture review. We started the season then at Lincoln at the Fabiano Stadium, and if you are wondering why it's called Fabiano Stadium, it's because the former owner, now I think that he passed it on to someone else, the former owner who took Lincoln, gave him a bit of a cash injection, brought them to the Premier League, then left, named the stadium after himself. What an egomaniac. And but it doesn't matter about the stadium as we won, and Matty Cross, Pijs Sunday and Peter van den Bulk scored to give us a 3-1 victory. Then the first game at the Emirates was 2-0 versus Aston Villa. Van den Bulk and Sunday off the bench. Villa are a resilient team, but we managed to score in the last 2 goals in the last sort of 5 or 6 minutes to give us the victory. There was, as you can see there, look at that, the defensive captain was their man of the match. Kind of says it all, really. Andrei Christov, of course, in his final season now. This will be the last February review. He'll be featuring in, since he is now, God, what is he now, 37, 38, yeah, he's 38 very soon. That's well, he's still banging in the goals, sort of, but he's not, like, his performances don't really compare to what he used to do in the 20s. God. And there's, of course, Chris. People asking if I'm going to bring him back. No, he's 29 now. His value does not reflect that age. I do not like to pay above £10 million. I don't care how good they are. I do not pay above £10 million for a player over the age of 28. I just don't. It's illogical, and most of the time I won't even pay it for someone like who's 27 or even 26. Yeah, no, 26 it will. But he's I want to just let him do his own thing now. I mean, he's followed me around virtually. I mean, okay, yeah, I sent him off to Doncaster, to the wilderness of Doncaster for a season, and Lincoln for that matter as well. Even though I think he was only there for a month. But you can see he impressed there. Well, actually, he didn't impress there. To be honest, I find loans on this, sending young players out on loan, isn't that good. I don't know about you, but everyone always seems to say on this, it's like, oh, you should send your players out on loan, and they'll gain first team experience. As far as I'm concerned, they always come back most of the time. Not all players, but most of them come back with shite average ratings. So like 6.5 there, which isn't really good. He made 1 assist in 6 appearances, and they'll always, and I mean always, come up and say he returns after an unsuccessful spell and would have just benefited staying as opposed to going. So it's like, well, what's the point of them? I'm not just saying that happens to like 1 or 2 players. It happens to virtually every player you send out on loan, and I just don't see the point of it. They need to improve that. I mean, I don't know whether that's just because the player is shite, but if he's got 5-star potential, then I don't understand why he's having such a crap time. I don't know, maybe it's because he is too young. I don't know, but it just sort of strikes me as a bit odd. It doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense, really. The last game then in August was against Southampton. We won 3-1, where Johnny Koku, the captain, the vice captain, I should say. Nabil Slimani did miss a penalty, but Van den Bulk made up for that with 2 goals. That's a great game against Manchester City. This was mental. 3-2, unfortunately, lost after the international break. Marius Meister, which is a superb name, and Tobias Boll put them 2-0 up inside 5 minutes, but Gonzalo got one back for us, still playing for us there. And then Van den Bulk equalised in the 20th minute for Dumniak. Gave them the win, which was a bit of a kick to the teeth, to be honest. But again, losing to the big guns, I've not really had too many seasons where I've gone through and just bulldozed everyone. I've yet to do that. I think I did it maybe once or twice on FM12, but not like to just silly standards. The first Champions League game was against Sion, with Jamie King getting a hat-trick. I'm not sure if I showed you this guy before. I probably have if he's 19. 5-star potential. He also won European Golden Boy for this year, which I was very surprised at, as I didn't get any notification from it. When it's it'll come up and say there's a campaign push to get X player to be Golden Player of the Year or whatever, or like there'll be some sort of push for him to win the award, but it didn't say anything, and it just popped up on January the 1st. It's like, King wins Golden Boy, and I was just like, what? Where did that come from? He's not even that good. He's got 2-star at the moment. But he's a good little player, this King, and he'll probably go on to do so. It's probably going to be quite good. But yeah, he scored a hat trick against Sion in a way in the Champions League. I mean, he got 68, 79, 92nd minute. Fair play to him. This is the rest of the group. Then I'll just get this one on for you now. We didn't lose, thankfully, which was good against a very difficult group with Bayern and CSK Moscow. Incidentally, I do also now have the badges, the full badges for all clubs. The only one I don't have is Ireland because, just a note on this. If you want to download this, I'll put a link in the description. For this is all club badges. Now, the only difference is there's two things I wanted to let you know real quick. I've already got the England badges. I've got another pack. So the England club badges will look a little bit different. And I think I've changed the international ones as well. Just a point, not big difference. Like I think these ones, if you compare, so there was the Arsenal badge, and if you look, they're slightly more shiny and glossy than the other ones, than the badges I'm using for England. So don't like freak out and say, "Oh my God, your badges are different." No, they're not. Seriously. And yeah, the only other thing I would say is the Ireland badges. If you do get this pack, go into it, extract it, and all that. Go into it and go to clubs. Also, just basically go into the clubs folder. I was trying to remember what the thing was, but go into the clubs folder, go to the Republic of Ireland folder, and just delete the Republic of Ireland folder because there's like a faulty file. Cork City. If you look, we actually play Cork City, and their icon, their little badge there, that thing, is not an icon. It's a full size badge, so it's blown up. It blows everything up. So delete the Republic of Ireland if you folder if you want to. Not to mention, I can't imagine too many people are going to be playing as Irish clubs. With all respect. Anyway, yeah, moving back on. So if you want to download that link in the description, a game save will also be coming in the near future. I just want to say that as well. I said no. I promised it last week, but one will be coming soon. Trust me. I'm just trying to find one where I last saved it. Our next game was against CSK Moscow, which we won 4-0 with Vandenberg, Rodriguez and Sunday grabbing 2 goals. Then we went to Germany, got a decent 2-2 draw, I suppose, with Stojkovic and Sutter scoring for Bayern, but Vandenberg and Fraternali, who's come on very well this season. He's looked very good, and I've been very impressed with him. He's only 19 now, the Italian, but he has 4-star potential, and he's had 16 heading, 16 concentration, 17 jumping, 18 work rate, 17 teamwork, just about the perfect centre-back in my opinion, some of the stats you need for a good centre-back. So yeah, he looks to be a quality little player. We then went back to the Emirates, and I don't know what it is, but I do occasionally bring out the best of my teams against Bayern Munich. It's in particular Bayern Munich. I don't know what it is. Remember, of course, we thrashed them like 8-0, and also I was Real Madrid. I'm sure we've thrashed them like 2 or 3 times in the past, and I don't want to call this one a thrashing, but it was certainly it's a drubbing. With 4-1 here, Slimani, who's really also come on this season, he's been brilliant. I mean, his stats have just jumped up. 4.5-star potential, value's now 23 million. I've been playing him in a DLP. Average ratings going upwards to 8 nearly. He's only scored 3 goals, as you can see, but there was 2 there, but he's got loads of assists, and his general match performance has been very, very good. Then we played Sion. I think we were already, that we were already qualified, and this win confirmed first place in the group. Thomas Wright scoring here. Remember this guy? I may have showed you. If I haven't, then I'm sorry, but he's 4-star potential. English player from Croydon, so he's right at home at Arsenal, and I bought him from Lyon. It was strange. I was like, why is an English player in Lyon? Obviously, I'm not saying it's impossible that English players end up in the academies of foreign teams, but it is rare. We don't see too many, do we? The English players don't really venture outside of the UK. And then lastly, we played CSK Moscow, as I was able to play a young team here in what was basically a dead rubber. As you can see, I was playing the likes of Manuel Boyer there, the 17. I think he was 17 at the time. Got year-old goalkeeper, and I just generally took the piss, and we got a 1-1 draw in Russia. I couldn't argue. We then played Huddersfield. That was 2-1. Andrei Christoph getting his first goal of the season. That's I think the 16th season consecutively that he has scored a goal. It's like getting up to Ryan Giggs territory now. He's I'm trying. Yeah, this is his last season then, as we say. Compare history. Yeah, as you can see, he's or in the Premier League, if you want to say Premier League, since 2020, so 18 years. But for Arsenal, he's been here since 2022. I mean, that really is like, it's not even. I was going to say Thierry Henry, but Thierry Henry wasn't even at Arsenal for that long, was he? Really? What, 6 years, 6, 7 years? It's all the more amazing how many goals he scored, really. Um, but I mean, just look at that. I'm trying to think who was a stalwart at Arsenal who stayed for that long. Cliff Baston. I don't know. I don't really know too much about Arsenal history. I know but Chapman in the 30s. That's about it. I do love my football history. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm waffling there. 2-1 anyway. Yeah, Gonzalo scored the other goal. Kevin Woods got himself sent off. Look out for them red cards. They become a common feature as we go on in the season. Um, we then played Man City 6-1. Now I don't know what it is, but Peter van der Burg suddenly decided he wants to like really crank it up to 11 in this game. He does have the ability to crank it up to 11 in every game, but he doesn't. But in this one, he certainly did and scored a hat-trick and was just a general beast. I don't know where this came from. I think, did they even play a Duff team? I don't think they did. Not really. I mean, yeah, they played maybe one or two youngsters. I mean, there's Torsten Kraft, arguably one of the biggest names. He'd probably be the biggest name in football at this stage, or one of them anyway. No, but there's a lot of. I mean, yeah, look at them. There's a lot of mostly first team players in there, so I don't know whether they played the Duff team or what, but whatever. Moving on, played Millwall. Thomas Wright again scored. I gave a few more youngsters the opportunity here, and they impressed. Thomas Wright scoring. 2-0 against Newcastle here. Pedro Lima scoring alongside Pius Sunday. And look, there's the captain getting sent off. Brilliant. Then went to Zola Arena. Unfortunately lost 2-1 to Chelsea with Christian, who's a very good player. Sort of the Drogba of... I can tell you he's Drogba because he always fucking scores against Arsenal. He scored in the Capital One Cup final against us last season, and he's done it again here. So that was a bit of a pain in the arse. Next one, where are we? Was 5-0 against Nottingham Forest. Lopez grabbing 2, so again he scored once more. Ronnie Thomas, the centre back who I'm considering making captain in the next season once Urena and Nikoku are both getting on a bit now. They're both into the mid-30s. King scoring but getting himself sent off, and Van den Bulk scoring off the bench. 3-0 then against Everton in the Capital One Cup 4th round. This one was interesting. It's something like my second game against Everton this decade, with Wright scoring again and Pedro Lima also scoring. Everton only having the one shot on target, and a few people asking about them. Ross Barkley's now the manager in the Championship. This is the state of the Championship if you're interested. As you can see, they are mid-table, but as always is the case with the Championship, it's very wide open. Cardiff, Crewe and Ipswich are at the top there. Carlisle and Chesterfield are in there. Notts County are bottom at the moment, but obviously there's still a long way to go. And yeah, I don't know what's happened to Everton there. They just, I don't know. I've heard a few people say that they just sort of decline drastically on this on FM13. So I don't know. 3-3 then at the Amex, a great game against the former club. If it wants to load, still loading. There we go. Pedro Lima Sunday and cross scoring, but it was back and forth, absolutely back and forth. It was like you score, we score, we score, you score. It was very, very good. I thought that was a 3-2 there with Cross and Sunday, but scoring in quick succession. But there's Anderson Luiz. This Roberto Salvini is a very, very good player. He looks to be one of the big stars of the future. He's only 22 and he appears to already have cancer, judging by that remarkably shiny bald head. But okay, no, seriously, you're not meant to be bald at that stage. I know John Joe Shelby is, but he's got it. I don't know what he's got. He's got something, but that's a bit weird for a 22-year-old. Come on, so we all know John Joe Shelby. We all know John Joe Shelby's got it, but come on, really? Next game that was against West Bromwich. You can see we're very sort of inconsistent. Like we'll win like 5-0, 3-0, 6-2, 4-0, 6-1, but then we'll draw like 3-3, 2-2. We'll lose 1-0 to Tottenham, as you'll see coming up. But in this game, as you can see, Wright scored again. Hristov off the bench. And this one was... Let me just have a look. I'm trying to remember. I think I remember playing this one. It was because, we were 4-0 up inside 15 minutes, and I thought, oh boy, here we go, chance to get into double figures. Something which I've not done. I've never got into double figures on this game. I've seen teams do it. Obviously, Liverpool did right before I took over them, they placed Truro in the FA Cup. They thrashed them 11-0. You'd feel guilty after like 7 or 8, wouldn't you? God. But yeah, as you can see, they sort of stopped. It was 1-2, 10-14, 4-0. I was panicking then because I thought, shit, are we going to see another Newcastle Arsenal game? But no, it didn't happen. But as you can see, what happens when you thrash a team 6-2? You lose to your nearest rivals. That's obvious. Yeah, we lost to Tottenham. This was a real shocker. They were just up for it more than us. Their goalkeeper had a good game as well. Yeboah, I mean, 7.1 doesn't do him justice. He was very good. But no one really had that spark. Like Van den Bulk, this is the game, and Sunday, I'd expect them to really turn up and say, right, get yourselves a couple of goals. But they didn't, and they're very inconsistent. And I think, and not another word I'd like to band around so far, inconsistent, not just for this season, but all pretty much the time I've been here. We then drew with Charlton 1-1, Pedro Lima scoring again. You may be wondering why I got rid of him. Apparently, I still haven't given him enough first team football. That might have even been his last match, I think. Let's have a look. Did he play against Sion? I think he was gone. Oh, we beat Man United. And let's see, where is he? Well, Sunday and Ian Lace came off the bench. Remember him? God, disappeared, didn't he? Our defence was solid in this game. Velioglu and Abreu were very good. Slimani was decent. Pie Sunday, again, another one where it's like, okay, I'm going to turn it on now. But yeah, good game. In fact, I'll show you these goals. If I recall correctly, these were pretty nice goals as well. That's also, and incidentally, yeah, there's AJ McHugh. That's not a nickname, I think that's his real name. His name is AJ. Who the fuck names their son AJ? Unless you're a hippie or something. Come on. AJ. This is the future, 2038. New free world thinking, good grief. Yeah, AJ McHugh, if that's not a cool name, then I don't know what cool is, apparently. Sunday, look at that persistence, and then there's Lay on the follow up. I mean, I think Man United were a little bit slow, and I remember them being very slow in this game. They were quite sluggish. I think they just came off the back of the Europa League. I think, or might have been the Champions League. Can't remember. Anyway, either way, they were quite tired. We then played Exeter in the Catalan Cup, and we managed to get through to the semi-finals again. So not a particularly difficult route. I mean, okay, yes, Man City. But we beat them 6-1. Everton, not difficult. And then Exeter, not difficult. So it was like beat Man City and take on two reasonably, easy teams. But, I mean, I was judging at the state they are at the moment. Not particularly difficult. King got 2, Wright got 2, Lopez got 2, and Graham Hudson got his first goal. Another youngster there who's, I think, just come through this season, might have been last season. Yeah, he's just come through. 5-star potential again. Loads of 5-star potential strikers. Something which I've not had a lot this game. I mean, okay, yes, we've had Kemp at Liverpool. He was an AMC. That's only where he really played, to be honest. He only ever really played as an attacking centre mid. That's all he ever was. He wasn't a striker. He wasn't a winger. He was just an AMC. So we've got this guy. We've also got another guy called Lawson Harris, who's another one I want to show you. He might pop up at some point. So yeah, there's a lot of good potential in this team, and they, in about 5 or 6 years, may have one of the best strike forces in the world. We then played Liverpool 4-1, and again, it's like, oh look, there's Pius Sunday. He's decided to turn up. He scores a hat trick. Dominic Kemp, speak of the devil, did get one back, but at that point it was 3-0, and yeah, I can't explain this one. It's just like, wow, okay, we lose to Tottenham, but we thrash Liverpool 4-1. I don't get it. We also thrashed West Ham, so at least we did win one derby, with Sunday grabbing 2. He started getting a bit of form now. Ian Lay again scoring. Rodriguez having a good game. Blackburn 3-1. Lopez scoring. Oh god, yeah, there's 2 own goals. I was thinking, where the hell are the other own goals? Rastelli did score for them, but Stimson, who is, let's see, where's he? And Kone is putting through their nets of the 2 defenders. I think you can imagine what happened there. So yeah, fair play to them for getting them goals for us. We then had a 0-0 draw with Swansea. Played Wright and King. I thought I'd put a bit more faith in them. Try them again against Swansea. An improving Swansea team. I underrated them here. That was my fault. I really shouldn't have done that. Swansea are actually getting a lot better now. For years, they've been cannon fodder for teams like us, and they really have. They've been constantly relegated, but yet coming back or just about staying in. They are sort of a bit like Wigan at the moment. What they are, or what Wigan were, if we're going on now, if they've been relegated. But you know what I mean. They'd struggle, but they would just about survive, or they would go down but come back up straight away. And they were just simple cannon fodder. So, but I've underestimated this time. So I'll hold my hands up and say they're doing a good job. Stephen Gillespie there, so fair play to him. I speak of the devil again. Wigan 1-1 this time on Boxing Day. Matty Cross getting us a goal. El Lopez though not at his best. Thought I'd put a bit more faith in Wright and Hudson with Christoph there, but no, fortunately another draw. Started to get on that draw bandwagon again, aren't we? With this time though 5-1. I don't get it. It's like, look at these draws. We struggled against Swansea and Wigan, yet we managed to beat Villa 5-1. I don't understand it. Bashir Ali scoring, Slimani, Rodriguez on Sunday, and of course Van den Bulk. He was injured, Van den Bulk, I think, if you're wondering why he disappeared for a while. He got injured. I think he broke his heel or something. Did you break your heel? I don't know. He did something, I don't know. Something reasonably minor, but it kept him out for a while. We then had, get this, one of the maddest semi-finals ever. Brighton. This was just... This was cut your wrists time. I talked before about how when we beat West Brom 6-2 and we were 4-0 up inside 14 minutes, that, oh shit, are we going to have another 4-4 on our hands? Well, all I'm going to do is just take you through this. If you've read it, then you'll know what's coming. But this was just, as I say, cut your wrist time. It just... was so gutted when this happened, especially to Brighton as well. And it's interesting because the thing about the CPU is, I've talked before about how stupid and unbelievably stupid the CPU is. How most of the time it does like to ruin all your good work. Like they'll bring a manager in, some CPU manager will come in and basically screw up all your hard work that you've done. And that's what the CPU hasn't really done that with Brighton. Nice stuff there from Rodriguez and Cross. Nice following up, so that's 2-0. I think that kind of happened at Liverpool to an extent, but it hasn't really happened with Brighton. I was expecting them to fall away perhaps, but it didn't happen, and they're still sticking around. I mean, okay, they've not really contested necessarily for the title. Maybe once or twice they have, but not to the extent of what City, Chelsea, and even United actually. But you know what I mean. They're still sticking around, but this was just... I can't believe it. So we're 3-0 up. It's the second half, 60-something minutes. And now it's 3-1. That's incidentally Katana. That is his name. That is named, of course, after a type of sword, which I think is superb. Not in the right spelling, obviously, but still, I think that is one of the best names ever. There's Salvini. I've talked about him before. Good player. Watch out for his name. He'll be a common name of the future. But Anderson Louise, I mean, to be fair, keeper shouldn't be getting beaten like that, but what a goal that was, though. I say give credit to him, but then 87th minute, 3-3. Turned it round. And then 90th minute, I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So, yeah, we managed to throw away a 3-0 lead, and that was another chance to get to the second consecutive Capital One Cup final. Did not happen. In the first leg, anyway. 1-0 against Newcastle, Andre Christoph getting the winner, so he's not finished yet. Lincoln, then 2-0. Antonio, I think, getting his first proper goal since he's back. Yeah, I think so. And Alvaro, another youngster, scoring here. He's 17. He has 5-star potential. Again, see what I mean? How these really good players are coming through. Loads of strikers. And then Southampton with Van der Bulk and Velioglu scoring. But unfortunately, as you can see, they went up 1-0, we turned it around to 2-1, and then Oscancha, or whoever he scored there, brought it back for them and got a point. So that's a bit of a pain. Southampton do appear to be a bit of a bogey team for me at the moment. Then we played Brighton again. And another 3-3. This was a nutty game. What a mental leg. 7-6. Remember him. Can you believe it? I can't. 7-6. We were leading on the away goals, I think, as well. Incredible. Just incredible. We then play Carlisle. I'm not going to show you the goals. It's too painful. We then play Carlisle. King and Wright again. And Matt maybe could be saying that a lot in the future. King and Wright scoring to give us a victory over Carlisle. We then played Man City. Played them at home 2-0 with Fraternali scoring and Vandenbulk scoring. Serna getting himself sent off this time. 3-2. Millwall beat them. Velioglu, Antonio and Alvaro off the bench to score. So fair play to him. Newcastle, we then lost 3-2. Christoph scoring, but Cristobal Rodriguez scoring, but it wasn't enough. You know why we lost? This fucker. He's still here. Why is he still here? 2.5 stars. I thought, you know what? I thought, okay, I'll give him a chance. He was moaning around me saying, I said to him, I'm prepared to give you a chance at the first team, but I expect you to work hard to stay there. Work hard. First game in, he gets a rating of 6. I said, right, you have another marginally poor game. You are getting kicked out the door so fast. And he scored then against Huddersfield. Sunday grabbing 2 and Blake, scoring. So, okay, he wasn't quite man of the match, but he did score. So, that I think that is just the personification of our season so far. So no Capital One Cup final. Brighton are going to be playing, I think, Liverpool. And next up we play Southampton, which is not going to be good as they are our bogey team. So, that will be that. Thank you for watching. A very up and down, strange season so far. We've got till May. Sorry, I will be back in May, and we'll see how we do. So let's have a look finally at our stats. Sunday on 18 goals, Vandenbulk on 17, King and Wright on 9 and 8 there. With the assist, Vandenbulk on 13, Slimani on 11, and Sunday on 9. So as you can see, we're still being a little bit reliant on these players, but you know the youngsters are coming through. There's still plenty there to get excited about, and you know hopefully we can still press on and get a good finish. So let's see if we can potentially beat Southampton, get over that bogey team, maybe. So thanks for watching. I will see you next time. We're also going to be playing Dortmund in the Champions League next round. So thanks for watching. See you next time.